This last movement, called The Falling Man, is definitely my favorite movement out of this whole five-piece work, or five-movement work, rather. And I find that, you know, it's written as almost like a commemoration or like a shot-by-shot action of this famous photo called The Falling Man that was taken at the tragedy of the World Trade Center. And the reason I think that we can all kind of relate to perhaps the loss of loved ones through tragedy could be, I mean, everyone can relate to it. Florida State can relate to it. I mean, whether it's a car accident, whether it's someone's suicide, whether it's something, anything really, death through tragedy. It is a universal feeling of loss. This piece goes through a few different phases, and it's this relatively still piece that kind of has this undertone of mourning and solemnness to it. However, there's some moments that come out of the texture where I perhaps will play a little bit more violently and then back into this solemn nature. Partway through this piece, it speeds up, and this is meant to represent, well, it says in here, but to me it represents the anxiety, it represents in the picture of this man falling, and the speeding up of the fall. Where eventually we come to this, I call it the false ending, and the false ending to me represents the culmination of all of this anger, anxiety, sadness, tragedy. It's really just an overwhelming amount of emotion. But just as this book and as the author of the book says, his mentor said, it is what it is, and we have to live with it now. And so the real ending comes after that, where this piece almost forces itself to resolve because it has to at the very end. And to me, that perfectly sums up loss through tragedy, and something that we can all relate to in our lifetimes. So I hope you enjoyed this last movement, and thank you all for coming out.